हो चालतंय सर. हॅलो हॅलो
हा हॅलो
सर आलेत का?
हा सर आहेत लगेच फोन करतो जॉईन व्हायला मी तर.
अच्छा अच्छा बर 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 ठीक आहे ठीक आहे. Sir, good morning, sir. Mulimani, sir, good morning. Principal.
Very good morning, sir. How are you?
Oh, fine, sir, fine.
After a long time, we are seeing on a screen.
Yes.
Very good. Very nice of you.
Very nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you so much.
हा फुले सर सुरू करा.
ओके सर ओके. Warm welcome to all the dignitaries and participants over here. Good morning to all of you. Today we are here for the welcome function of WRC Western Region Center organized 10 days research methodology program. This program is organized by Research Advisory Committee of Shiv Chhatrapati Shikshan Sanstha's Rajarshi Shahu Mahavidyalaya, Latur. We are here for the inaugural function.
Suresh,
I welcome all the participants as well as dignitaries.
ನಾನು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ರಿ.
With words.
ಸೆಷನ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೀನಿ.
Thank you very much for being here. Now, being the member of Research Advisory Committee, I would like to give introductory speech regarding this 10 days workshop. For this 10 days workshop, up till now, 54 participants has registered. Out of the 50, most of the participants are from Maharashtra. Few of the participants are from Karnataka. Also, for this workshop, we have availed various renowned resource persons from various universities, from various states like Karnataka, Hyderabad, then Punjab, Ludhiana. In this 10 days workshop, we are going to cover diverse range of topics such as research methodology, research models, the statistical tools, data representation tools. Likewise, various diverse topics we are going to cover. Every day, there will be 3 technical sessions, and these technical sessions will be from 10 o'clock up to 1:10, and again from 2 o'clock up to 3:30. With this brief introduction about the workshop, which is sponsored by WRC Western Region Center, ICSSR Mumbai, I conclude the introductory speech. Now, I request Honorable Principal of our college, Dr. Mahadevji Gawane sir, who is the chief organizer of this program, to give the presidential address and guidance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Rajeshi Shahu Mahavidyalaya Autonomous Latur Maharashtra, Western Region Center, WRC, ICSSR Mumbai, sponsor National Level 10 Days Online Summit on Research Methodology Program. Good morning to all. On the behalf of the college, I first welcome you all. Today's National Level 10 Days Online Summit. Resource person and guest of honor, Dr. Arvind Mulimani sir, Karnataka University, Dharwad. Vice Principal of our college, Professor S.N. Shinde sir, Course Director, Dr. Suresh Phule sir, ICSSR Coordinator, Dr. Abhijit Yadav sir, Dr. Kundan Taide sir, all the research committee members and all participants. I would like to specially thank Dr. Arvind Mulimani sir for taking out time from his already busy schedule and joining us. Rajeshi Shahu Mahavidyalaya, now an autonomous known for its excellence in education, started in a warehouse with 50 students about half a century ago. This college paved in created its own education pattern, which is popularly known as Latur pattern. Our founder management members, under the leadership of Dr. Gopalji Patil, believed that education only made change in lives of rural and downtrodden students. With the motto, Pursuit of Excellence, this college plans, implements, and tries to achieve excellence in every sphere of education. To make my point more clear, I just put the result of year 2021. More than 800 students in medical colleges, 30 students in AIMS, 275 students in engineering colleges, 54 in IIT and NITs got admission. Our college is the only one college in India that is credited for maximum entries in medical and engineering colleges. In the HSC board result, as well as in the university result, we have shown our academic excellence every year. UGC accredited our college A grade 2 times. UGC also has given us college with potential for excellence status. With these landmark achievements, we became the first autonomous college in entire Marathwada region since 2013-14. This college has widened its horizon with autonomy to cope with new challenges and expectation of higher education. Under the autonomy, along with curriculum, we have a privilege to focus on overall development of students and their placements. We have an active placement cell through which till now many students got placed in various companies like TCS, Wipro, Infosys, ICSSR, HDFC, Serum Institute, etc. All these efforts are recognized by the government of Maharashtra and awarded us with the first Best Educational Institute Award. The government also adopted the Shahu pattern as the state policy of education for schools and colleges. Yashwantrao Chavan Open University Nasik awarded Best Examination Center Award. Our parent university also honored us with Best College Award. Education World India Autonomous College Ranking 2021, also 21-22 has placed us at the position of 92nd rank. Best Higher Education Institute of Maharashtra 2021, awarded by Proxys Media, New Delhi. Academic Excellence Award in Higher Education 2021, awarded by Top Gallant Media, New Delhi. Our one faculty member, Dr. Abhijit Yadav, our ICSSR coordinator, HOD Physics, for being listed in Stanford University, USA, top 2% scientist in world ranking in applied physics and materials. Best College awarded by Government of Maharashtra 2021. Best College Award by Parent University 2021. Another one proud achievement of our college is one faculty member and 3 students selected for INSA Summer Research Fellowship 2020. With these academic achievements, our students also proved their excellence in NSS, NCC, sports and culture. We bagged various prestigious awards and trophies in these activities. Here I mention the recent achievement of sports that our student Jyoti Pawar represented India in baseball at international tournament in China. In this era of globalization, collaborative venture are need of time. In this respect, we take initiative and have a functional MOUs with Lily University France, NCL Pune, Laser, Macmillan, Symbiosis, Eltize, Million Mind, National Stock Exchange, Global Talent Track, SBS and Scora Exchange, IIT Bombay, and Imperial English United Kingdom. Journey of success can be figured out as started with only 50 students, which goes to 10,000 students at present. We have 10 UG programs, 14 PG programs, and 15 PhD programs, and 52 certificate courses. We are fortunate to gain the trust of students and parents. I think this is the greatest achievement of our college. This happens because we believe that every challenge is blessing is disguise. The current situation that we all are in due to COVID-19 is really tough for all of us. But as they say, every dark cloud has a silver lining. This situation gave us the opportunity to arrange national level 10 days online summit on research methodology program. Why is the research methodology important? A research methodology gives research legitimacy and provides scientifically sound findings. It also provides a detailed plan that helps to keep researcher on track, making the process smooth, effective, and manageable. Research methodology is the specific procedure or techniques used to identify, select, process, and analyze information about a topic. In a research paper, the methodology selection allows the reader to critically evaluate a study's overall validity and reliability. Research methodology for social sciences provides guidelines for designing and conducting evidence-based research in social sciences and interdisciplinary studies using both qualitative and quantitative data. 5 important of social studies. Help students to become better citizens. Subject in social studies like economics, political science, and history. Educate students on political ideology, constitutional laws, citizenship, rights, and duties, moral and virtues, social code of conduct, thus making students aware of their roles and responsibilities. I am sure that whatever the student learn through this 10 days research methodology program will be very beneficial for them in their career. Especially thanks to Western Region Center WRC ICSSR for giving us this opportunity. I appreciate the effort of Dr. Suresh Pule sir, Dr. Abhijit Yadav sir, and Kundan Taide sir, and all research advisory committee members and all staff members. Once again, thank you to all and wish you all the best for this 10 days research methodology program. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the words of appreciation, sir. Thanks for the welcome. Introduction about our college. Sir, your leadership and support to us is always adorable. Thank you very much, sir. Such forums we are organizing to provide platform to the young aspirants, young researcher, to make them familiar with the technology. That's why Western Region Center, ICSSR, has provided us the fund so that the researcher should get familiar with research methodology. Many times what happen, the researcher do their PhD degrees, but they are not familiar with the philosophy of the research, or they are not actually getting what is the research methodology. That's why Western Region Center has provided us the opportunity to provide a platform to researcher for making them familiar with the research methodologies, models, etc. Redman and Mori have defined research as systematic effort to gain new knowledge. Some people are saying research is haphazard. Some people are saying the research is systematic effort. So diverse opinions are there regarding research, which is the word which we have obtained from Latin. So after this guidance by our principal, the presidential address by our principal, Dr. Mahadevji Gawane sir, I request today's chief guest, Dr. Mulimani sir, to give keynote address. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to everyone. The distinguished and most dynamic captain of the institute and he is the academic leader, Professor Mahadev Gawane.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And the chief guest of the today's 10 days workshop sponsored by ICSSR Western Region, Mumbai, Professor Principal Anuruddin Jadhav, and the organizing course director, Dr. Suresh Phule, Mr. Sadasiv Sinde, and the very dynamic coordinator of IQAC, I think Professor Abhijit Yadav, who has been mentioned by principal of the college about his dynamism in the subject of physics and all. And all the college fraternity, the Department of Geography staff, and the participants we have joined this 10 days workshop inaugural function. I think directly or indirectly, the persons who are responsible for coming out this workshop and my dear friends. It is an opportunity for me to address in a formal way to about the 10 days workshop, and after that my session will be begun. Really, I'm proud to hear the Shau Rajeshri Institute of Latur has reached the national level. The identity, its status, its academic activities, its venture, its social need, and its extension program, which has been done for last many years, which the journey has started with 50 students to 10,000 students. It is not that easy task. The efforts of the founders, the academicians, the management, the working cult of the faculty, dedicated people who are working, is possible to take the institute to the national height. It is not mere the image. It is not mere the structure. It is not mere the one person or a few. No, the students we have been passed out from the institute, they are the best one who has been maintained the rapport of the institute. They are spreading the quality of the teaching, the discipline, the admission process, the strictness, everything is been matters to a students. I think when principal has been presented its college achievement of academic excellence, telling is very easy, everyone, but maintaining is very difficult. For last many years, the management and staff have maintained very good, and it's not enough right now. It's not enough. You have an identity in the nation, no doubt about it. Venture and MOU, all these things have been done. But because of that, you have more responsibility to take up the venture of the fast-growing scenario in the world of 21st century. Today, technology is very vibrant. The avenues are more. The knowledge and skills are to be identified. The employability and entrepreneurship is being most welcomed in the NEP. So therefore, in that point of view, the academic excellence of the institute can able to compete in the world through their potentialities. Already your college has a potential of excellence. Already many times I visited your institute, and I think this is the 5th time I'm addressing your institute in academic manner, either conference or seminars or whatever might be. I know the college, I know the institute very well. But thing is that the students who have been happy from their college, they are the right persons to maintain the image of the college in the public. As far as the academic matter is concerned, this is a very good academic exercise, which is going to be 10 days continuously, are to be done by the college. Maintaining academic standard with fast changing scenario as per the direction of the Human Resource Development Ministry and Government of Maharashtra, always issuing a directions to bring whatever the changes has been taken place. The UCC, the MHRD, the Government of Maharashtra are to be taken into consideration for the further improvement of the educational institutions to maintain the academic standards. Keeping that in the mind, all the while you have to need to cope up with the adjust with the fast changing scenario in the world as well as to the institutions. I believe one important thing is that the potential of excellence is not matter for documentations. It is also matter for how much of knowledge has been carried out and taken away with the students from the institutes matters. As you have mentioned that your principal has mentioned very clearly and cleverly stating that highest, it is first in India that medical and engineering entries have been from this college. It is a proud feeling. It's not that easy task. It's a proud feeling, and IITs, many of the students have joined to IIT. Joining IIT is not that easy task. Anybody, Tom and Dick, Harry can clear competitive examination either in Maharashtra State Government Service Commissions or UPSC. But getting entry into the IITs is not that easy task. It shows clearly that how the college is taken care of the students and promoted the students to reach to that level is matters a lot. Now I have come to the today's task of your 10 days workshop on the research methodology is concerned. We have two clear compartments: what exactly research is and what kind of a methodology is required. Everyone has been under the confusion that after completion only research, then only the people will feel what exactly research is. That's what I used to make a one statement that the PhD is a point of departure for further research. It's all the professors who are holding PhD can able to realize this importance. After holding the PhD, then only we have to realize the importance and significance of the research. But blind research, most of the people have joined the research just because of blindly, just because to get the PhD. And because of that, the quality of the research is not being. One side, we have to take a note that how the institute has been struggling too hard to reach and maintain its identity in the country. But no one in Indian universities have not been traced into the world-class 100 universities. No one Indian universities. No one Indian institute has not been traced. Why? And what is that? The main question is, whatever might be, the task target of parameter is quality of the research. Quality of the research is only a matter for everyone, everything. The journals which have been published in articles, there are many journals we have been published the articles day and night within 24 hours and within 1 month, within a week. So likewise, the quantum of research is not a matter. The quality of the research is matter. Because the research is the one which is being directly enhancing the existing knowledge of the discipline. And second one is has to serve the society through the knowledge. And today's 21st century is a century which does not have any clear-cut compartments. It has been broken into the mind of into everywhere, every sphere, that is multi-dimensional approach, not interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary has gone long back. Now it is a multidisciplinary approach. There is no compartment at all because whole world is a small home now. We can access to the whole world through the fast changing technology, accessibility and privilege of facilities which we supposed to have and deal. Keeping that in the mind, definitely a research can be. But unfortunate that with all having available, everything is at our disposal, but the quality of the research is not being reached. Very few subjects have been proving its best quality because that's applied oriented and experimental oriented research. But rest of the field oriented research and social identity oriented research And research which is purely based on the numerical data is not being having much because of many problems which it's supposed to be. Keeping this in the mind, the quality of the research in India is been deteriorating, and it has not been bothered about anyone. Very few scientists, very few prestigious institutes, they have been taken care of the subject. But even in total of the nation is concerned, but we have not been registered our entry into the 100 top world-class universities in the world, which is very unfortunate, and very few academicians are not. Very few academicians are very good association. If this question has come to us, why we have not been reached? It don't mean that we are not intelligent. It doesn't mean that we are not hard worker. It doesn't mean that we don't know the research. It doesn't mean that there is no infrastructure. It doesn't mean that anything. But only the lack is we don't have any teamwork and joint research. Research in India has been individualistic approach. It is not being committed to the team or association of the research work. All geography, any subject format, no one faculty members have not made a possible way to reach and do a good research with the joint venture of everyone. No. The teamwork is missing in India. If you look at the foreign papers, if you look at the foreign knowledge, if you look at the foreign university approach, the teamwork is being highly appreciated. Even you may not believe the way which the people are looking at that. No, global scale, the people have been focusing into the microscopic way to reach the very need of the societal issues. Our Indian research is being superficial research. We are not going into the deeper roots. We are not looking into the microscopic way. We are not being taken into an account, and we have not come out with that. If the research is very good, it is not been implemented by the concerned authority, and no one is bringing it to their level, and bureaucracy is not in a position to go through it. And there is no policy framing oriented research. The people who have dedicated in research has done very extreme research. The policymakers will not know to this. In India, we have lot many drawbacks, lot many incoordinations. There is no significant and effective way to talk about all integrations. Because of that, our research is not been highlighted. The policy making body, the policy framing body, the execution body of the government of India, respective state governments, will not look into the grassroots level of the what report, what the research has been carried out by a person, whoever might be. But politics is entered into the every field, every sphere. Because of that, we have been academicians who have not been identified in a proper manner. As a result of which, however, the research has been carried out very effectively, it is not been exposed to the nation. Keeping this in the mind, the methodological approach of the research is the matters for us. And I hope 10 days, the participants will get a lot of benefit and rethink and reorient. Most of the people are entering into the PhD just to hold a PhD, to get a degree. Degree is automatically coming, no doubt about it. But what kind of knowledge you have been gained is matter. So therefore, because of that, this 10 days workshop has been very useful, very fruitful for all the participants who are there for 10 days, and different kind and different approach, different theme and different segmentations of all the research approach from last point will be arranged in a 10 days talk. And I think eminent scholars and most of the resource persons are very clearly and cleverly, they have been clarifying your doubts and all these things. I think instead of delivering a talk, participants should more interact with the resource persons to clear your doubts, because research is not a teaching process, it is a guiding process. Research is always guiding, it's not a teaching. So when you are involved in the interactions, then I think you will be most useful, and this course will be helpful to you. If anybody is blind in this is a good platform for you to pursue your research with a good quality and quantity. With this message, I thankful to the management and college team and the principal and Suresh Pule for having invited me to address this workshop. And I will be sharing my session, conducting deliberation as per schedule. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to address.
Thanks for the nice, inspiring words, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
as our research advisory committee, a single effort so that every Shawian should undertake a sound research. Now, I will propose the vote of thanks for the inaugural session. I am very thankful to our Honorable Principal Dr. Mahadevji Gawane sir for taking time for this inaugural function out of his busy schedule. He is a man with sound vision. Under his guidance, we are fetching all these funds for research as well as organizing such research or educational summits. I'm also thankful to Vice Principal Mr. Sadashiv Sinde sir for his motivation and support. I'm thankful to Post Director Dr. Suresh Phule sir for his leading in this program. I'm thankful to IQSC coordinator Dr. Abhijit Yadav sir. He has made a great efforts to prepare this proposal for WRC ICSSR Mumbai. All the research advisory committee members who are always supporting and taking active initiation and participation. I'm thankful to all the participants present over for the inaugural function, and I declare that with the permission of the chair, I declare that the inaugural function is over. After this inaugural function, we will take a small break of 5 minutes, and we will start our session first. That is the technical session, which will be delivered by Honorable Dr. Arvind Mulimani sir. I am also thankful to him for being the chief guest of inaugural function. Okay, thank you very much.
Mulimani sir,
Boli, please.
after 5 minutes we will start our first session.
Okay.
Our next session will be start
11:30.
11:30 first session starts.
But we will start before
Yeah, it's okay, no problem.
if you want.
No, I don't mind.
I don't waste time.
Yeah, 5 minutes break you are given.
5 minutes.
We will
After
start.
5 minutes,
We
we
will
will
start.
start first session, and after that we will start our second session 2 o'clock. 2 p.m.
Can you do one thing? Shall I continue to till 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock. Second.
Oh, sir, no problem, sir. No problem.
No
Because
problem.
what happens, my two topics are very much interrelated to each
Yes, yes.
other.
Yes, yes,
I will complete tell just in between 5 minutes rest
We'll
will be
continue,
given
sir.
and we will complete 2
Yes,
o'clock.
yes.
As you like, sir. As you like. No problem.
Fine.
Okay, sir. After
Okay,
5 minutes we will start our first
Okay,
session.
then. Okay, no
Okay,
problem.
sir.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
हेलो सर।
Yes, sir.
क्या मीटिंग स्टॉप है क्या अभी?
It is just 5-minute break, sir. It is about to finish, and we will start
Okay.
again. Yeah, a small
Okay,
break
okay.
we have taken for after inaugural function. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
He has to talk up to 2 o'clock, no? That's why a small break we have given to him.
Okay. Okay. No issue, sir.
Asad, we will start.
Sir, आले आले मुलीमानी sir. Sir,
हाँ ज्वाइन हो गए ज्वाइन हो गए हेलो हाँ ज्वाइन ना
Yes, yes, sir. You can proceed. So you are co-host, so you can. Now may I request Dr. Suresh Phule, sir, course director of the program, to introduce our esteemed chief guest, esteemed resource person, Dr. Arvind Mulimani, sir. Yes, Phule, sir, over to you.
good morning to everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to all of you in this research methodology program, 10 days program, organized by the Rajeshri Mahavidyalaya Latur. And today's first session's research person was very famous administrator, philosopher, geographer, known of all over India and abroad, Dr. Arvind Ji Mulimani, sir. Professor Arvind Mulimani is a professor of geography, Karnataka University, Dharwad. He has obtained a post-graduation degree in the geography in 1989, first rank with gold medal from Karnataka University, Dharwad. Soon after the completion of the PG degree, joined the department as a faculty member in January 1990. Since they working with the same department, having 31st year of teaching experience. Professor has joined the research and completed the MPhil degree in 1992 with a specialized area of resource geography with first class. Later on, pursued the further research in marketing geography, leading toward the PhD degree and awarded accordingly in 2002 from Karnataka University, Dharwad. And this thesis has been published in the form of book with financial assistance of the UGC by the Karnataka University, Dharwad in 2006. At present, Professor is an author of 5 books in geography, which are an outstanding outcome from the research in an academic credit to the discipline. Next, Professor is a recipient of 4 awards by the prestigious organization and institution only in India but also in abroad. Professor Arvind Mulimani became a Trick Award for 3 academic year 2017-18, the Bhugol Bhushan Award 2018, the Deccan Geographic Society of India. The second one is Innovative Academic Research in Dedicated Professor International Award 2017 by the Innovative Scientific Research Professional Malaysia. The third one is Union of Geographical Information Technologists Excellency Award 2017 by the International UGIT Bangalore.
Morning, head.
The fourth one, Dr. H. Narsimha Education Award 2014. Dr. Mulimani sir has produced 10 PhD and 11 MPhD holders in different areas, specializing in geography, and presently 8 students are working under his supervision and guidance. Besides these, Professor has published 59 research papers in referred journals. Professor has presented a paper in 5th International Congress of Environmental Research Conference at the University of Malaysia, November 2012, and also present a paper in the Innovative Scientific Research Professional Malaysia organized by the University Technology Mara and University of Malaysia in October 2017. Along with 44 research papers has been presented in various conference seminars in different parts of India and abroad. Besides, our resource persons are very well-known person in India, and his biodata is so long. So I limit of the time, I his brief biodata, and I request Dr. Arvind Mulimani sir, please you continue your first session of research methodology, idea of research and research methodology. Honorable Dr. Arvind Mulimani sir.
Thank you, Dr. Suresh Pule, who is the coordinator of this 10 days workshop. I think the sessions, 2 sessions I have to engage. As per the schedule, it is 11:30 to 1, then 2 to 3:30. I think I will finish my talk till 2 o'clock. Is it okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Because anyhow, mine is 90 plus 90 minutes I will take. I will not leave to anybody.
No problem.
That's what. In between, first session, we'll have a discussion. Then I will go to the next one. Are you comfortable, all participants? Friends, it is a rare occasion and a privilege for you. All participants in this workshop is being arranged by the Shaw Maharaja College of Latur, the Department of Geography, and coordinator of this workshop, Dr. Suresh Pule, has taken much initiation. And as you know that already, the college principal has mentioned about that. IQSA director Abhijit Yadav is also very keen on this proposals and granted by ICSSR. I think before I'm going to talk about and address to you all, any person, if you wanted to interact with me, you can stop me and interact, because you are all learned and educated and faculty members, and you wanted to take up research, and some of them already doing research, and already they have did research and going for postdoctoral research. So wherever there is a struck in your mind, you can stop me and have a discussion. Don't mean that we should not disturb, let professor deliver a talk, and after that we can have a discussion. By that time you have forgotten that moment or statement or whatever the point which you're supposed to discuss with me. Therefore, you should not do that. And if you wanted to have any seeking clarification, you are most welcome to clear your doubts. Then only I will proceed further my talk. So keeping this in the mind, I hope you will be comfortable, because it's a workshop. Interaction is more. The time is been not a constraint. It is not only a lecturing method. So keeping this in the mind, anybody for that, if you have any clarifications or need more information, if you focus that, sir, you can deal in deep, I can take up that into way. So therefore you interact me. I am permitting you. You need not ask question. You need not seek a permission to ask a question or to seek the clarifications. I think this is a very comfortability for everyone. The today's talk is going to deliver. I have to deliver 2 important sessions. One is idea of the research and research methodology. Then identification of a problem. Slightly for your convenience, I will change this. Idea of the research and identification of the research problem, I will deal in a first spell. In a second spell, I will deal in the research methodology. Is it okay? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Because there is a connectivity, idea of the research, then identification of research problem. I will deal in a first spell. Then we will go for second one. So therefore, you have to be very particular. Before going to talk about the idea of the research, I may ask one question, that why we do research? What is the need to have a research? And what research can contribute? Without research, what happens of the discipline? Is it essential component to extract the research? Is research is a compulsory? Is research is a mandatory? Is research is out of your fashion? Is research is out of a compassion? What kind of research you wanted to take up? What kind of a research? Because why I'm asking these are all series of questions to you, it will spark elsewhere. If you wanted to do research, or you wanted to hold a PhD degree, is it a UGC mandatory? Is it a conformity? Is it a way to talk about all these things? At what level, at what length it could be? To just get employability, the PhD is a must and compulsory. These are all questions are to be diagnosed. Then only you will be stand elsewhere that why I have to take a research. If you discuss these are all dimensions, you will definitely stand in a center and the research is periphery of you. If you are a periphery, if the research in a center, I think there is a gap. Two things are very clearly understood, right? Very clearly and very particularly. Why you have created an interest in take up the research? What is the main purpose? If you question this, you have your own perception. You have your own perception. Is research is mandatory? The perception is different. Is research is really a hobby or compassion? The perception is totally different. So therefore, what kind of research is to be required? What kind of research is supposed to be carried out? And what kind of research is supposed to be taken up is the matter. And research is, what is the outcome of the research? Is it just to have an identity of a person? Or have you contributed a little knowledge to the discipline? Or you have improved a lot just because of the research? Or you have been gained so much of knowledge and learned many things to take up that profession in future, unfar with the research what you have been carried out? Or holding a PhD and having a routine work? Or is it a societal need and a responsibility of the person who has been carried out the research? You can serve the society through your research. What kind and what level and what length and what mode is matters when you talk about a research. May I know out of 35, except some organizers and all, total audience participants is 13, 30. Suresh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Total is 13, 30.
Total number of participants are 54, sir.
54, sir.
Then why only 54? Out of that, hardly 30 members have joined.
Some problem might be there. We
Okay.
will look for it, sir.
Okay. May I know who are the participants from which subjects?
Participants are from different subjects, sir. Sociology, geography.
Huh.
Then some students are from science also.
Science. Rest. Okay. All multi-streams, multi
Yeah,
streams.
sir. Multi.
Majority are there from social sciences only.
Social sciences. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So these are all series of questions I am asking you. You can interact with anyone, any person for that matter. Why you have to take up the research? What is the need to have to go for research? Because I wanted to know the perception of your mind, then only I can deliver a talk. Idea of the research cannot be prepared talk and directly there is no text, there is no particular path to It all depends upon how you are going to make a venture is a matter for me to deliver. According to that, I have to deliver a talk. We have not prepared a talk like, what on par with the people are preparing and delivering the things. No, it should be useful for you at what level you are going to have a mind and what is your preoccupied about the research and what the research is going to be supposed to take you to the further height. Is matter for all these things. Anyone can interact with me why anybody is taken up a research. Otherwise, I will ask the person who are there in this screen. Hello? Santosh Jadhav is there. Santosh Jadhav?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Santosh Jadhav.
Hello, sir.
You introduce yourself. Why you have taken up research? Why you are interested in research?
Myself, Santosh Jadhav from Thane.
Okay.
I have researched Buddhism.
Okay.
Buddhism, any topic.
You are from which discipline?
Not that time.
You are taken up the interest in Buddhism. Okay. Why you are interested in only Buddhism?
Because this philosophy is great in universe, I thought.
Okay. Have you gone through the what kind of research has been carried out in Buddhism?
Please, sir.
Have you gone through that? What type of research already carried out in Buddhism? Are you aware about it?
Something iconology. Iconology.
Iconology.
Okay.
Okay. Then Dr. Sagar Kulkarni is also there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Please tell me why you are interested in research. Already you are holding PhD.
Yes, sir. It is the process of the pursuit of knowledge, or the research is the thrust of our interest.
Why?
Knowledge gaining process is there, so we are very happy to learn about the research. It is
Which subject you are belonging? Okay, something has happened. Okay, if I ask the question to anybody, the perception of all the persons are totally different. But the research should be only at the two angle. One is the research should enhance the knowledge of your discipline or a subject. It could be the useful for the future generation, which is fast changing scenario in the world, should able to have an identity of that innovative research. Subject should have a very high level knowledgeable oriented in the world. Because of this reason, you have to extract reason. Second one is the research is to be carried out mainly because it is a social responsibility of the people who are there in the education field, particularly the teaching learning process. We have to look at the society and we have to serve the society through the research by identifying the social problems whichever fit into the respective subjects. Got it? Hello? Hello? Suresh,
Yes, sir.
No one is not talking, yaar. What is this? It is a research workshop. It is not a classroom talk.
We will give him remaining 20 minutes for questions.
No, questions is okay. Let them ask any questions. I am asking the questions to them. They have to open their mouth, at least, because the workshop is just like a reciprocal. It's not a classroom. It's not a classroom talk. But anyhow, at the cost of society, we have to take up the research. At the cost of the subject, we have to take up the research, not at the cost of our own identity. Most of the people who have joined the research are joining the research and obtained the PhD just because of their personal identity. No one is not a least and last person to speak about the extending the knowledge, horizon of the knowledge in the world. How the subject is to be improved, how subject is to be having a quality oriented subject, that can be only through research. If the research is not being conducted, the subject will not grow up for further. If the research is not being completed, the societal issue will not be solved. There is a direct relationship between the subject and society. The research is connecting the gap between the two, from the society to a discipline, or from the discipline to a society. You are the person between these two, and you are the person looking these two perform a journey from here to here. If the subject is your origin and society is your destiny. If the society is your origin, subject is your destiny. It constitutes a bridge between the two through your research. Therefore, research is to be reciprocal multiple reflections, not an individualistic approach. What kind of a research? Research is helping academic excellence. Somebody said that research is a learning process. It is gaining a knowledge. It is a dimension of the focusing on new issues. In the fast changing scenario, what could be the situation of this discipline in the world is to be assessed. And if you have been having a status and identity of the subject, the academic knowledge has been improved through the research, extended its tentacles, capture in the whole world, and the institute has an identity, then only the person is having more respectable in the field. So because of that, the research is being encouraged. Nearly most of the people are joining the research just trial and error method. If I apply, I got the seat, I can, otherwise no. The dedication of the research should not be at the cost of mere availability of the seats or just because of a guide. Your thrust area, your thrust mind, your thrust is very focusing in such an extent that you need to be added, you need to be valued, you need to be focused in that particular subject through your research. Then only research has an identical. Knowledgeable person can able to teach the students very effectively. The research teaching learning process is being with the enforcement of research. If a teacher is very serious and teaching very effectively, when the research environment is being, when the person is having a research knowledge. If the person is having a research background, the teaching is very effective. If the person does not have any research, they're teaching, but they're not in a position to take the fast changing scenario in the world. Only they have been confined to text and content of the course which they're supposed to deliver in the classroom, they will be delivering. Research is a vast and vast knowledge is to be focused. You have to be collect so much of many things. So therefore, the research is to be one of the dimensions to improve the subject. Research is a one which is been helping a society. Research is a one helping to you have an identity in the society. Keeping this in the mind, one has to have a research, then only there is a meaning. Now I directly come to the point that idea from the research. How to get an idea to do research? Is it inspiration from somebody? Is it somebody has given an idea to you to just go for research? Is it a UGC is a mandatory for getting an employability, or Maharashtra government is compulsion to get a job opportunity? You have to take up research. Is it the vacancies are available? Is it a guides are available for you? What kind of idea you are having is matters. Most of the people have been getting the PhD or joining the PhD, which is known to each other, close to each other, whom they have been born and brought up in that area or institute. Most of the people, because they don't want to go outside, they wanted to be, for example, if a student of Latur College completed PG, you will get the research in there itself. I am not denying the fact, but the exposure will not be there much. You have to go out of the state institutes, out of the your jurisdictions, because your exposure will. So when you expose to new area, when you expose to the new institute, your idea of the research is totally different. If you are pursuing the research within your known area, within your known people, with the known institute, the idea of research is different. The external force inside in your mind, the internal capacity inside your mind is not a matter for research. No. Research is a matters when the deep subject knowledge is being taken into consideration. The subject has to be spark in your mind. The subject discussions of everything in any dimensions for that matter, if it sparks in your mind, then only the idea of the research will develop. I will make one statement. If you wanted to share this slide, shall I share this screen?
You are co-host.
You are co-host, sir.
Yeah. Yes. If you wanted to take up the research, I used to mention very particular about that. The innovative research is definitely developed in the well-fertile land of intellectual mind. I am making a statement this on and often wherever there is a research is there. Any conference, any seminars, any symposium, any workshops related to research, I used to make one statement that the innovative research is definitely developed well-fertile land of intellectual mind. The mind should have an intellectuality. If the mind is having intellectuality, then the idea of research will develop automatically. The intellectuality of the mind is having fertile in the sense every day, every moment, the refresh knowledge is to be refreshed. That is called fertility. If the innovative research is being a matter for identity in the society or a
Sir,
discipline,
screen share नहीं हो रही sir. दिखाई नहीं दे रही.
Sir, screen is not visible.
Screen दिखाई नहीं दे रही थी भाई.
screen is sharing is passed. I don't know why it is.
Maybe, sir, network issue.
No, network is very clear. Suresh,
Yes, sir.
the screen sharing is fast. Like this, it is coming.
इधर शेयर कर देगा सर. हाँ, okay, sir.
It is visible, sir, now.
It is visible, sir.
Clear?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Just press F5, sir.
Huh. So,
Yes.
If I speak,
Sir.
is it clear or not?
Yes, yes, clear.
Okay. If you speak about the idea from the research, most of the people are under the impression that my professor has given an idea to join the research. My advisor have been given an idea to join the research. My family members have been directed me to join the research. My well-wishers have said that I have to join the research, because of that I am joining research. The idea from the idea is a most essential component of the person who is to take up the research. The idea is all external forces, which I have spoke already. The internal capacity that is within the, from your bottom of the heart, if you have been really a curiosity to know the subject, to take a problem, select any problem and identify any problem is to be chosen, then you have to get a solution to that, which is a very important for the subject. It is important for the society. Then only the idea is sparking. Sparking idea is, you need not expect in that way. Sparking idea is not that easy task. When a person is so serious, dedication to understand the concepts and fundamental principles of the subject, any subject for that matter, I'm not going to confine only one subject, any subject for that matter. If a teacher is teaching very effectively, if the books have been written by an author very effectively, if you have gone through the teaching, if you have gone through the books, if you read any research articles, if you have a deliberation and discussions, if you attended any symposium seminars, any workshop like this, and these are all helping you to think yourself that at what level you are going to be. The idea of the research is nothing but it is a sparking of the mind of the person for a particular content or a subject related to a particular discipline is the main matter for that. Then only it will be having a very effective spark in your mind. The intellectual mind need to spark by floating an innovative ideas. Basically, the people are having, as a literally true sense of the text, which I'm going to talk about the research methodology. If you take a term idea should have a qualities. Any idea, if you wanted to develop in your mind, the idea should have a qualifications. The idea should have a qualities. The idea should be a logical base. The idea should have a reasoning setup. The idea should deals with philosophical dimensions. The idea should have relevance. The idea is being fit into the frame. The idea should have positive approach. Then only the idea has a value. Idea, the term idea is it's a small word, but has a very long, very big, very vast meaning. Any idea you can develop in your mind. Quite oftenly, if you have any problem with your friends or some this thing, situation, circumstances, you may say that, yeah, I have an idea. Somebody said, what nonsense idea you have. Somebody said, okay, your idea is very good. Oh, because of that, it has been materialized. So these are all kinds of the way of thinking is begun in the mind of a person, mainly because of the important characteristics of that idea. Idea, whatever you are thinking, idea is nothing but it is a thinking outcome from a person. When you have been thinking that an idea has come out, idea should have a logical sequence, idea should have a reasoning base, idea should have a philosophical approach, idea should have a relevance, idea should have a positiveness and advantages. Then only idea will have an idea. If these 5 qualities, if the idea does not have any, the idea is remain an idea, it will not helping you to for further process. Therefore, you are blaming your friends. Hey, what nonsense idea you are giving? Does not have any value.
Hello, sir. Screen is stuck, not visible properly.
What to do?
Can you
Sir,
start?
Screen is visible, but
Screen
you just
is-
play it in Will you please press F5, sir?
It is in a laptop. I am pressing it. It will not happen.
Play it in slideshow mode, sir. That's why.
Yeah, it's not happening because it is slide slow. What to do?
No problem. Continue with the sir.
Okay, continue, sir.
Continue, continue, no problem.
Fine, I will continue. Find out where is the remedies to see
Okay.
all of you.
Okay, okay.
I think there is no setting in this. When I scared the screen, there is no chance to set inside. Shall I remove it once again? Shall I set it?
Okay, sir, continue it.
Okay then, thank you.
Thank you.
So these are all ideas have been developed in the mind of a person, but it all depends upon the circumstances and situations, context and text of serious thinking about the subject matter of a particular thing in a particular moment is matters a lot for idea. Developing idea is not a common ideas are developing every day to day life, and how you are going to enjoy with that, it is left to you. But in a research, the idea is totally different. So therefore, idea is one of the most important angle of a person who wanted to take up the research. If a person does not even capable to have a kind of ideas, the pursuing the research is a dream for them. It is not that easy way. So therefore, the subject matters are to be discussed very effectively and should have a critical evaluation of this subject. For example, I don't know how many of you are believing the fact or not. There are many books on one subject, one title, one branch. There are many authors who have been written a book on one branch of any subject for that matter. For example, physics or chemistry or botany, biology, zoology, whatever might be, in sociology, political science, economics, history, geography, whatever might be. Any book you can take. The content and the topic is related to a branch or discipline, but the author perceptions are totally different. Why? Why means which angle the author has been observed that particular one and accordingly has written a book. It's a one-dimensional approach in an author. It is not a full content of that book is being presented by an author. It's a one-dimensional idea from an author has been published a book. And if you have been referring that book, the book reference referred by you is an idea of the author perception you have been receiving, not to the reflection of the entire subject which it is been Bible to that. No. So therefore, you must be very particular to understand about that, how many books have been read by you. The author is been observing the any subject, looking at a one dimension, one angle, or some other perceptions, but not 360-degree angle. Any author has been not looked at any particular subject and accordingly has not been written a book. Therefore, you have to get the different opinion and approach of the different perceptions of the authors. Then you try to understand the subject. If I ask a question to all 35 persons who have been here, definition of a research, all are giving 35 definitions. Am I right or not? The definition of research has been given by all of you is totally different. And why the definitions are varies? Because of approach, because of their perception. In which perception author has been, we have been quoting the other's perception rather than our own perception. Everyone quoting somebody, quoting the references, and accordingly it has been. So keeping that in the mind, if I speak about the research activities, research creation, if you are a student of the post-graduation, if you wanted to really do the research, you should understand the entire subject. But it is highly understand the entire subject of your discipline, because your course has been a limited papers has been assigned to you for a curricula of the 2 years of PG. Some 6 papers or 2 practicals or 4 papers or 2 practicals, whatever might be. Hardly you are studying a minimum subjects which have been prescribed as a syllabus. But what about the rest of the subject? For example, in geography, we have 84 branches now, right now. All 84 branches have not been the papers for all the PG courses in India. No. Only you have been confined to talk about a 6 papers, 6 plus 6, or semester wise it has come. At the most, we are teaching 16 papers and 8 practicals. Likewise, any subject for that, everyone is a CBCS and everyone is a semester system, any subject for that matter. But how many branches of each subject, how many branches of each discipline is being totally missing on your part? Rest of the things are not being taught. Why? Because the subject of the entire subject cannot be taught within 2 years. We have limitations. Research can be taken up only after the completion of post-graduation. There is a clause, there is a laws, there is a provisions of UGC and MHRD. That is a clear-cut directions that the postgraduate completion of postgraduate, any postgraduate degree is eligible qualifications to conduct any research. If this kind of research is being taken into consideration, how the idea is being developing in the mind. The sparking ideas have been in 2 angles, I said. One is a teacher is the best way to deliver the talk to a student in a classroom where seriously the subject matter is being discussed. At that time, there is a spark of the ideas in your mind about the subject which they have been taught. If not, if you are a so voracious reader, if you have been reading different kinds of the books, different authors' books, at that time, something is not being clear in your mind, some idea will be crept in your mind, and you are thinking so serious about that, and you are eagerly thrust to that, how I have to get clarified this, that spark will be developed. Or else, you have been spark your mind whenever this kind of talk is being heard by an experts. Any expert persons are going to deliver a talk. Any persons who have been dealing this subject content and a matter, at that time, your mind is been sparking. So therefore, sparking the mind leads to development and idea. If the mind has been sparked, it doesn't mean that your research is completed. No. It is the beginning point for departure for your further process through an idea. Therefore, the creative and systematic work to understand when you have been taken up a research. Research is a creative and systematic work undertaken to increase the stock of knowledge. For example, Einstein has made one statement, advocated statement very nicely. Basically, he's a scientist. You know, scientist, scientific mind, scientific aptitude, scientific method, scientific knowledge. They have been very expert in that. They are very meticulous and precise oriented approach. Einstein made a statement that try not to become a talented person. Try not to become a talented person. Try to become a good virtual human being in this society. See the statement. Try not to become a talented person means any scientists or experts are very talented people. They are genius. He said that if you are a genius, knowledgeable person is not enough. You should be a good human being in this society. Therefore, this statement is make clear, sharpen our mind that the mere knowledge is not helping to us. The knowledge should be helping to us when we become a good human being in this society. Therefore, the knowledge has a value. Knowledge is an identical when you have been a good human person in this society. If you have a good knowledge, if you are a talented person and you are not being access to the society, you are not being identical to the society, you are not part of the society, all the while you are having your own way of thinking, no, it does not have any value. Because no one is not above the subject knowledge. No one person in this great earth or a great world is not above the subject knowledge. Subject knowledge is a supreme. Subject knowledge is ultimate. The subject knowledge is the one which has been gives very good strength. Subject knowledge is the one which is good, the very good base for the development. Subject knowledge is the one which has been spreading and extending its tentacles for further height. Therefore, the knowledge is being one of the most important diameter and dimension from the research. The knowledge is being always outcome from the research. Therefore, it is a stock of research. Stock of the knowledge is come out from the research. When you have an effective idea. Idea should have it, I said, qualities. And what kind of the process? If the good ideas have been developed, most of the scholarly persons they don't know how to execute it properly, how to perceive, where it has to be stuck. Because the perception of the research and idea is always related to two-dimensional angle, which has very close integrity. It's not inseparable. It is just like two faces of the same coin. One is we have to look at the philosophical point of that, philosophy of the subject. Another side, we have to talk about a practical approach. Most of the Indian research has been confined to laboratory only the library. Most of the Indian theses have been dumped into the university library. It's not been useful for elsewhere. Why? Because neither anyone is missing there. They are so seriously talking about the philosophy of the subject, there is no practical approach. If they are very particular approach of the practical approach problem have been carried out and there is a philosophical angle is missing there. So therefore, the philosophy and practical approach are integrated, then only the research has a value. Philosophy for what? Philosophy of the discipline, philosophy of the subject, because every subject has its own philosophy. Any subject for that matter, you are all multi-dimensional subject oriented participants are here. You have your own subject has its own philosophy. Every subject has its own practical issues, practical problems, which has been solved. That practical problems have to be based on the philosophical point of view. Then only you can have a process. The research is to be begin with the combinations of these two. When the person has clear and clever idea in the mind to take up the research, then only the research will begin. Today, what happens, practically, I'm speaking. Most of the research problems have been chosen by research guide, not by the students. Because the research guide is not perfect in every subject. Having a limited knowledge and good expertise in some areas where always they have to give the scope to specializations by the guide, and guide is being responsible for that. Some student, if they are very good and knowledgeable, they don't have any scope and chance to pursue the research according to their own way of approach and curiosity, because guide is not interested in that. Where the guide has been given as problem, problem, the research student will not interested. So these are most of the Indian university, it happens practically. And no one is not there enough to accept it, but I am the only person to address in a proper manner. It is a real happening, reality has been happening in almost all universities and colleges who has been treated as a research institute. It should not happen. If a research student is having a very good amount of knowledge and wanted to take up research, if the guide is not in a position to guide them in that area, at that time we have to arrange that students to pursue the research according to their whims and fancies with some other institute where we can make a venture for that. This is not happening in India. There is a boundaries, there is the restrictions, there are conditions. If so, what could be the research output? Therefore, what I mean to say is the idea of the research should be developed from the bottom of your heart, not from the anybody's pores. If you understand your subject is to be understood in a proper manner. In our understanding the subject, there are fundamental principles are there, the conceptual qualities are not clear. It was a good old system has been worthwhile in the historical past, and now it has been changing its own identity, losing its own identity. It does modification, it does restructure, reorientations, and fast changing scenario has been bringing some transformations of all these things. At that time, you have to be focused very particular, and you have to make a venture that which is to be suits to the present society. Hope so in future also it has a much significance and importance. With that kind of the mind is one who can able to have good idea in the research. Idea of the research is not that easy concept. The entire research is based on this. Idea of the research is, for example, I will give one important example for you to understand. If you wanted to construct a house at Latur city, and everyone wanted to construct a house. If you wanted to construct a house where you are going to purchase a site, the site is to be purchased very posh area, very good area. No one is not interested to construct a house in a slum area. No one is not interested to construct a house with a very high concentration of the population where there is no identity, there is haphazardness. No one is not interested. Am I right or not? You wanted to construct a house with a posh area where pleasant environment, pleasant society, and you have very comfortability, and your environment is so good. You wanted to have comfortability, lead to life. Family members are very safe, and it is could be access. All angle you are thinking. Just construct a one house of our own dream. We are thinking about this. We are not ready to purchase. We are not ready to go away from the society. We are not going for cheap rate where there is a sites are available far away from that. Cost, money cost, inconvenience cost, travel cost, distance cost is matter for that. No one is not prepared. In the same way, no one cannot be carried out with the research just because to get a PhD. Should have a knowledge, should have a gain to knowledge, should contribute to the subject, should contribute to the society where our discipline is being, and your work has to be referred from many of the people. Your research should be a reference to the future generations. For example, if you are doing a review of literature, most of the people you are reviewing the literature of others. My question is, when other people are reviewing your own literature, when you are capable to go to that extent, your idea of the research has more value and more meaning. Keeping this in the mind, where researchers should have a very effective in the beginning. The idea of the research is point of departure for further starting the research. It will not, it is a one procedural steps to put your step. When somebody is doing some Buddha philosophy, he said, I can quote the Buddha principles philosophy here. The longest journey is to be starts from a smallest step. The longest journey is to be starts from a smallest step. You have to put your step in a right way, right path, right manner, right direction, and right way to reach the right destiny. These are all Ashtanga Marga, what the Buddha said. The longest journey is nothing but it is the last breath of your life. The last breath of your life is depends upon how you are putting your first step. The first step is being the responsible for reaching the last destiny. Therefore, everyone is under the impression that everyone is right in a right way. but they don't know they are putting in a wrong way, wrong direction, they're reaching, and ultimately they're reaching a wrong destiny, but thinking that they're the right. The similar way, most of the Indian research has been carried out because their idea of the research is not properly designed, not properly explored. So therefore, these are all things are very much useful to understand what kind of a research you wanted to take up. Therefore, this workshop has so much of meaning and valuable, because when we were doing the research, this kind of teaching was not there. This kind of research professors were not being taught to us. Blindly they have been, but we have reached our own level because we have got a very good right path. We have been performing our journey. Because of that, we have been perceiving. If I have got good amount of knowledge and experience, I can share with you. If not, no, I can just read a slide. Today's teaching is very easy because everyone is preparing slides and reading the slides and quit the place. It's not like that. It has to be spark in the mind of the people. Therefore, the research idea is very valuable and useful. Research idea is the most centric pillar of the research. It is a fundamental base of the research. If your idea of the research is very accurate, very concrete, then your research has definitely a validity. The validation of the research, after completion of the research, people will appreciate the research because your research idea has a strong base. The strong base of the research idea is the one which is having a very good effective of the research approach. If the research approach is very good, then only the research will continue very effectively. The research is begin just because of that. When you have a good idea of the research, you have a good objectives of the research if you have been chosen a research problem. So therefore, the research idea is the one which is helping you to go for research problem. Suresh, shall we have a discussion or completion of the talk only we have discussion?
अपना आपका हो गया पूरा?
नहीं अभी है, अभी आधा घंटा लेता हूँ मैं.
हाँ, डिस्कशन अभी करने का है सेशन के बाद में दोपहर को सेशन करेंगे.
नो, कंफ्यूजन में रहता है. एक ये तो अभी आइडिया का रिसर्च कंप्लीट किया, आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रॉब्लम बोलने के बाद डिस्कशन करेंगे.
यस चलेगा.
ओके, चलेगा.
नो प्रॉब्लम.
ओके. So friends, after having this research idea is been helping you to leads to identification of a research problem. The basic question of each and everyone is been facing a lot of crisis in the research, that how to identify a research problem. Identification of research problem is not that easy task. It is not that easy joke. Most of the people, what they do is, if any student he wanted to come and join for research, and when the research problem has been selected, most of the people are guiding them, go to the library and see the 5 or 6 theses and identify which is the problems, and you select any one of you which is according to convenient to you. This kind of the advocacy is being from the most of the research guides. No, it should not happen. The identification of the research problems are two-dimensional. One is, it is related to an area. Which area you wanted to take up the research? Which area you wanted? Area in the sense geographical area. You wanted to take up in one district, or wanted to take up in a Maharashtra state, or a part of India, or any zone, or any region, or micro or macro, whatever might be. The research is to be carried out by a person by choosing any geographical area which is micro to macro level, which is the base for identification of problem. Which area you wanted to diagnose the problem, which area you are going to select. The area is always gives a very good strength to you to identify your research problems. If you have been chosen a research problem of X reason, then you can go to study the entire salient features of that reason. Then you have to identify which problems, which issues the season is facing. if those issues are relevant to your subject or not is to be checked. If the issues have been listed out from the region, then if it has been applied to your subject, whether that issue is fit into your subject or not. If the issues have been very much fit into your subject, then only you can choose the problem. The subject is also one of the important content, and the geographical regions are the important base. You have to look into the two kind. One is you take this subject into centric, research problem into periphery. If you keep the research problem into centric and your subject into periphery, in between the two, you have to think about that the approaches are totally different. If you are taking a research problem into center, if you are look at the periphery, your research is the relationship between these two is different. If you keep the research problem into centric and you are in a periphery, where context is a periphery, look at the approach. For example, if anybody is not feeling well and approach the doctor, doctor is looking at the patient and asking some previous questions and looking at the situation and face and checking some pulse rate, this rate, that rate, and diagnosing some test and all those things, and he is coming to conclusion that, oh, this is a disease. If a doctor said X is a disease, the patient or relatives of the patient or well-wishers of the patient or family member of the patient are not ready to accept the doctor version. They will say, we can go to some other doctor. They have to approach another doctor, and already testing report, everything is there. And if they have been shown to that doctor said, nothing to worry, don't happen, it will be cured like this. If the same doctor, first doctor's opinion is being spelled by the second doctor, the patient is thinking very seriously, then approach the third person, because they are seeking the advice from different, what best we can cure the disease of a person. Blindly the patient will not follow. If any person is blindly they follow the patient, if the doctor is wrong, treatment is also wrong, and person is also going to lose their life. What I mean to say is the patient is also to be very aware, and associates of the patient is also must be very clever to understand the advice of the doctors. And it is not just mere faith and belief is not a matter. It has to be test that at what level it is going to be. Then only it can be. Because we are a modern man. We are in a 21st century. I will give you one example, beautiful example to understand you. The prehistoric man was eating the fruits, plants, and meat. Only these three were the food habits. Wherever he used to, the fruits are available, he used to eat the fruits. And wherever he feels to hunt, he can hunt. Whenever he feels to eat a plant, he can eat the plant. Because the prehistoric man was very limited in choice, because he was not civilized, was not known to understand, was not known anything else. So therefore he used to eat these three. When he approached the new plant, there was a problem in his mind. What is the problem? It is a new plant. There was a problem in his mind whether I have to eat or not. He was doubting that plant because plant is a new to him. But the plant is similar to earlier plant who he used to eat. The same color, the same size, that same tone, the same texture, everything is same, but it is a new plant. When a prehistoric man was approached the new plant, there was a problem in his mind. The problem of the mind has been leads to his thinking process and enhances his thinking process, that whether it is edible or not, the idea has been developing in his mind, whether the plant is edible or not edible. because it is a new. If the person is being, if it is edible, if it is not edible, has to be confirmed. How? If he used to eat the plant, nothing has happened to him. The another prehistoric man is witnessed that the plant is edible. If the person is that prehistoric man ate the plant, silently, violently ill, or suddenly died, the another prehistoric man is witnessed is that the plant is not edible. See the idea, how ideas were developing in the prehistoric man, and why the modern man is not developing many of the ideas. That today's ideas choice are very different, and expertise, knowledge, the people, technology, lot many things are there. Therefore, the confirmation of that idea is always helping. Keeping this in the mind, the idea of a person, prehistoric man had an idea, and what about the modern man like you? So therefore, any person wanted to take up a research should have very effectiveness to talk about what kind of the research problem is to be chosen. Diagnose the area, select the area and diagnose the issues, listed out the issues, which is a top issue, important issue of the social need. If you have been selected as a social need, how it has been first fit into your subject. For example, population studies. Population studies can be done by everyone. Geographers are also doing, sociologists are also doing, demographers are also doing, entrepreneurs are also doing, private agencies are also doing, government is also doing, census is to be done. Everyone is doing the same thing. So survey has been conducted. How your subject approaches matters a lot, is more important there. Therefore, you must be very particular about the area, choose the area, diagnose the issues, and whether it has been fit into your subject or not. If it has been fit into the subject, you have to go ahead with that. That could be the identification of a problem. If that problem is not fit into your subject, you change the area, or else you do one thing. You can identify what are the burning issues in your subject. Which area you're supposed to focus, which area is neglected, where is a lot of avenues to do. There is a lot of area focus, need to be focused through the research. You identify the area, then which area you wanted to focus more, you can focus more. You can select the idea, problem from that, and go for area, which area it is best fit into that. Because any geographical area has different kinds of the locational advantages and locational disadvantages. Your Latur city has been facing a lot of crisis of the water. Water crisis is horrible. Water source is not there. External source of the water is to be managed and keep on all the activities of the human being. If the water crisis is to be addressed, what kind of the efforts, what kind of research you have to take in place? It is to be done by the hydrology people, hydrology experts, geologists are to be work it out. Even geographer can be able to focus that. It cannot be taken by the sociologist and historian, political scientist, economics to talk about the water resource and water potentialities and the social issues. This is one of the issue which is being carried out. If they have been chosen, it is not effective because it is not their subject content. Keeping this in the mind, it has more relevance, it has more importance, and accordingly, the identification problem is being chosen by taking these two into an account. Then only research is having very fruitful journey to proceed for further. Otherwise not. The research, the idea of the research, the identification of research problem are always fundamental guidelines and base for the pursuing the research in future diagnostic point of view. Keeping this in the mind, these are the two important angle the research is to be and researchers are to be. Therefore, new facts are new discoveries, new dimensions, new theories, new models, new ideas, new principles are to be come out from the research. Whatever we can call new is nothing but it is outcome of the research only, because research is a new one. Research is an old one. Research is a new one that has been helping to lot to develop a theory or a law or a model or any whatever you want that is being added and value added information and extending the horizon of the knowledge of the discipline through the research. Therefore, research is an essential component of the higher level educations or the educated class. By choosing the research, you should have a concrete idea, very effective problems. Then only the research can be begin. Keeping this in the mind, I hope this talk has been very useful for you. I welcome you all with the interactions. If you have any doubt, I can clear your doubt about the idea of the research and identification of the research problem. I think Suresh ji,
Yes, sir. Okay.
I think 1 hour 10 minutes I have taken.
Yes,
Rest,
yes.
we shall
No
have
problem.
discussions.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Please.
Oh, thank you, sir. All.
Thank you very much, sir.
Uh,
You have given a good idea about the idea of research and
Mr. Jimethra.
creation of a research problem, how the subject and the research problem are related with each other. If we take subject at center, then the research problem will be the periphery, and vice versa. The research problem should strike to us on the burning issues. The highlights of your session were very nice. So we will take a break here for 1 hour. Is it okay, sir?
No, we shall have a discussion. After that, we will take rest. We shall
Okay.
have discussions.
I request participants to ask their queries to Honorable Arvind Mulimani, sir. Definitely, he will try to cater your problems. The session is open for the discussion. Yes, participants, please raise your hand so that we can unmute your. If anybody is having any query, any problem, please raise your hand.
Sir,
Yes.
Yeah, please proceed, ma'am. Aarti Wagmare, ma'am.
yes sir. मेरा क्वेश्चन सर से है कि सर मेरा अभी रिसेंटली एमकॉम हुआ है और डायरेक्टली पीएचडी को अभी मेरा चल रहा है. अभी मेरा आरएसी हुआ है. तो सर मुझे उतना पता नहीं है रिसर्च के बारे में, लेकिन मुझे बेसिकली थोड़ा अभी अंडरस्टैंड हो रहा है कि एग्जैक्टली रिसर्च कैसे होता है. बट सर अभी प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रही है, वो जर्नल्स आर्टिकल्स जो होते हैं, अभी आपके भी मलेशिया के सर ने बोला सर यहाँ के सर सब लोग बोलते हैं कि उतना ही जर्नल और आर्टिकल चाहिए कि आप सिर्फ वो क्या बोलते हैं 2 या 3 पेज का, और यहाँ पे उतना ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं होता कि हम उस लेवल यानी कि डाल के हमें उतनी जरूरत नहीं है. तो सर मुझे आपसे बेसिकली ये जानना था कि उस लेवल तक कैसे जाए, मतलब उस लेवल तक कैसे, मुझे अब तक कुछ पता नहीं है.
हाँ, सही आपका प्रॉब्लम समझ गया. See, there are 2 important dimensions. A research cannot be research article, cannot be based on the number of pages. Any research article is not a matter for research page. How you are going to present, how you are going to analyze, how you are going to justify the research problem, how you are collected your database and data informations, field survey, experimental survey, what kind of exercises you have done, what kind of the research outcome you have been brought, what kind of the planning strategy you are going to do for future further development is matters a lot in the articles. It is not a quality, it is not a quantity. The quality versus quantity is not a matter for the research. Page, if I speak one line, you can understand.
Okay, sir.
One line I will tell you. I write a letter to my officers stating that I have to attend my personal work, kindly grant me a day CL. Understand, Aarti?
No, sir. Oh, please explain.
Understand? I write a letter, only one line letter. I have to attend my personal work on 20th of April 2022. Kindly grant me a day CL, casual leave of to me. Thanking you, yours faithfully. Right? I will write another letter that I have to attend my personal work because my wife is not feeling well. I have to take up to a doctor who has given an appointment date. I have to take up for her checkup. Therefore, kindly grant me a day CL because no one is not available in the home and because I am the only husband of her.
अच्छा ओके
ऐसा लिखे तो क्या होता है यार? क्या मीनिंग होगा आपका? आरती,
हेलो सर
इतना 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 लिखने की जरूरत है क्या?
नहीं है आपका एग्जैक्टली प्रॉब्लम क्या है वो बताने का है
You need one day CL, that's enough.
यस
Isn't it? You need not explain what you are going there, where you are going, what to attend, how to attend, why not to attend. It is not your duty. I am going to avail a leave because I have to attend my personal work. That's it. मैं क्यों बोल रहे हैं या एग्जाम्पल क्यों आपका दे रहे हैं? वो लिखने का थीसिस का लिखने का है ना, वो ड्राफ्टिंग ऑफ द थीसिस मस्ट बी वेरी मेटिकुलस एंड वेरी शार्प.
यस
If you write one page, it will be complete within 2 lines. Am I right or not?
यस यस
This is a clarity, conceptual clarity, and sharpening the words and having an effective meaning to a person who is supposed to read that. That is the important quality of the research.
ओके ओके
It's not a lengthy number of pages. We used to write this and that. No, nothing to do. No need to have. 1 line is 2 line is enough to represent one para. Because your research is not a descriptive research.
यस
Your research is very effective research. Research must be very effective. Since you are MCOM student, na?
यस
Okay. Today, online marketing system has come in the India, not only in India, in the entire world.
यस सर
People are minting money without investing a single pie.
यस
There is no money investment, only their mind investment. Am I right or not?
यस
Without investing a single pie, they are getting more money, more revenue, and there is no harm to anybody. They are not cheating anybody. They are not deceiving anybody. Honestly, sincerely, they have been taken up the networking marketing system where people are getting and expose themselves, and they are very comfort. But what your text and everything is traditional system is selling, they say is indicating that you have to avail the loan. There are corporations. There is a cheap loan. There are many schemes and invest this, that subsidy, this subsidy. Why do you need all these things? Got it? What I am telling?
यस यस सर
Mind is the very one. Your language, your thinking process, your pen should be danced very effectively on the paper. Then only the quality of the research comes. The page is not a matter.
ओके सर
What you are going to focus is matters, and it should be convincible and reachable to the unreachable person.
यस सर
Then there is a value. Got it?
यस सर गॉट इट
Okay. Okay.
थैंक यू
Tell your name and subject and your city name. When
Yeah, that is better to me.
Subject and your city.
सर आप मुझसे बात कर रहे हैं
No, next one. Sandeep Sutar.
Yes, you only Aarti, if you are having any query, you should have to mention your name, your subject.
And location.
मेरा नाम वाघमारे आरती आत्माराम है मैं स्वामी रामानंद तीर्थ मराठवाड़ा यूनिवर्सिटी नांदेड़ से पीएचडी अभी स्टार्ट की मैंने और
In which subject you are doing your PhD?
Commerce.
Okay.
Please.
Sandeep Sutar, you unmuted your mic. Hello.
Sandeep.
Does anybody else is? So you are having, sir, any query? Sandeep Sutar. Okay. If anybody having any query, please proceed. Just raise your hand or unmute yourself. So, sir, shall we stop here?
सर जी
हाँ बोलिए,
अभी क्वेश्चन तो कोई नहीं देख रहे डिस्कशन.
क्यों आ रहा है वो वर्कशॉप में?
हाँ
ये वर्कशॉप है ना?
ये वर्कशॉप है.
Workshop.
Hmm.
No, you can ask them to any language because you people can translate into Marathi also to me. Don't hesitate because language is a big barrier for some of the participants.
Yes.
हाँ, you can openly any language for that matter. हिंदी, मराठी, इंग्लिश चले गए, क्या कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं. मराठी को आपको ट्रांसलेट करके बोले तो मैं बोलता हूँ, क्या कुछ
चलता, नो प्रॉब्लम.
मला तो मराठी येत नाही ना.
Participants, if language barrier, if you are having any problem, you can ask your question in Marathi also. We can translate it in English.
You please speak in Marathi, then only they will open up.
Yes. जर काही तुम्हाला अडचण असेल, काही प्रॉब्लेम असेल, तुम्ही मराठीत विचारू शकता. आम्ही तुमच्यासाठी ट्रान्सलेट करू मराठीतून इंग्रजी. Okay. We will translate it from Marathi to English for you.
Sir, can I ask one
Yes,
question, please?
Kulkarni, sir, please.
Yes. Yes. Myself, Sagar Kulkarni. I am just completed my PhD in Rajarshi Shahu Research Center.
Okay.
My subject is commerce. Sir, my specific question is related to how we correlate our research problem or research subject to the global issues. How we can correlate or relate with global issues.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
sir,
I
yes.
can understand. When you taken up a research on the local issues, cannot be taken into global level. Local issues are locally, global issues are globally. But the fundamental principles of your subject, the models, the theories, the laws, which you are going to reorient it, it could be a globally. The existing theories, existing laws, existing principles are to be modified through your research. That could be a global contribution because your subject is to be studied by entire globe, not confined to only Latur center. When you have been chosen your research problem with the local needs and satisfied the need of the local people to the text and tune to the Maharashtra state and India, cannot be taken into the global way. For example, water crisis of Latur. Every region in the world is having water crisis, but water crisis is an issue, but the mechanism of solution to water crisis cannot be a global issue, global solutions. What I mean to say is the subject content and principles and philosophy and theories, laws, clause, techniques, whatever the models which have been developed or reoriented through the research, it could be a global known, globally acceptable. Otherwise, not. Can you understand, Sagar?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
For example, today now it has been fast changing commerce transformations. commerce to e-commerce. E-commerce is known to the world. Traditional commerce is known to the India only. Hello, Sagar.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, this is a difference between the two.
Okay.
You can address globally. You can take up the global issues which have been to the need of the subject.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, then please.
Anybody else?
हेलो.
Yes.
नमस्कार सर.
हाँ, नमस्ते.
सर मराठी कम्फर्टेबल ना?
बोलो, वो तो ट्रांसलेट करता है सुरेश.
सर माझा प्रश्न असा आहे की साहित्याचं संशोधन करायचं मला.
हा साहित्य हा
माझा विषय मराठी आहे.
हा
तर साहित्य संशोधनामध्ये कोणते कोणते एरिया सध्या उपलब्ध आहेत, म्हणजे कोणत्या क्षेत्रात संशोधन व्हावं असं वाटतं तुम्हाला?
हा.
In
Okay.
which latest area of literature he can work? He is asking about that.
I know that.
Okay.
See, Marathi Sahitya.
Sir,
Any
I can translate in English also. What are the scopes in literature study or to choose a particular problem in literature areas?
Okay. For example, if you chosen feminism in Marathi literature, feminism is a world literature. It is added to the world literature. Feminism is the one which is being taken into consideration in the literal people, how the human-centric woman is being facing a lot of crisis, lot of problems. So you have to diagnose that which area already the people have been contributed in a Marathi Sahitya, Marathi literature, which area yet it has not been focused so much. I think in my personal opinion that in Maharashtra, I think Marathi literature, Marathi Sahitya is being developed like anything. Almost all Dalit literature has come, feminism literature has come, novels have come, short stories have come, autobiographies have come. You might have heard that Namdev Dasal, Maza Wakal, it has been received a prestigious award. Central Academy Awards are also being received. What I mean to say is, in which area the literature is not supposed to spread, that is to be need and identified and taken up that research. Everyone writes the novel, everyone writes the short stories, everyone writes the poems, everyone writes the autobiography on different names and different themes, different occupation, different structure, different society, and all these things. The Marathi literature is not confined to one. There are multi-diagonal, multi-angle they have been written. How it is going to be added to the Marathi literature is more important. Most of the literature in Marathi is being contributed by the non-learned people. They don't know, they have not gone to school and colleges, they have not learned, but they have been contributed a lot to the Marathi literature through their poems, through their stories, through their exhibitions, through their art, through their culture, so on and so forth. So keeping that in the mind, how the social transformation movement has been taken place through the literature is also to be diagnosed very effectively, where you are going to have a comfort and where which area is being not focused much. In that area, you have to focus through the research. Am I right, Sham Suresh?
Yes, sir. I have got something.
That's what. क्या होता है ना, सभी रिसर्च डुप्लीकेशन में चल रहा है वो. मैं एक पोएम लिख दिया, आप भी एक पोएम लिखने वाले हैं. मैं एक स्टोरी लिख दिया, आप भी एक स्टोरी लिखने वाले हैं. ऐसा नहीं. The story, the poem, the art, literature, every autobiography or any literature is being added the value of the Marathi literature. Should enhance the knowledge of Marathi literature. Should be highly recognized and respectable by the literature fraternity. That kind of research is required in the Marathi language, Marathi literature.
Thank you so much.
Okay, please.
Anybody else? Any queries are there?
Namaskar, sir.
हाँ नमस्ते, बोलिए.
Sir, my name is Mahesh Kumar Jadhav, and from the Rajesh Shahu Research Center.
Okay.
My guide is also joined, sir. Taide sir are my guide.
Which subject
And,
you are? Which subject?
Chemical sciences, sir.
Chemical
and,
sciences.
Okay. Topic is synthesis of dyes and utilization in the solar cells.
Okay.
My question is that, sir, in my thinking, if when I completed my PhD in that topic, in that area, then I want that knowledge should be go in the society. And that is also the profitable for this. For that, what can I do?
For that, you have to discuss with your guide how it has to be taken up to the society, because we don't have any chemistry background. I absolutely, I don't have any chemistry background. I cannot advise you what kind of way you have to take your research output to the society. But your research guide is the one which is expert that how you have to, what mode, what method, how it has to be. You have to discuss and you have to make a venture to reach the society. Am I right or not,
Okay, sir.
Jadhav?
Okay, sir.
Because
Okay.
I am not a science, chemical science background. I can't advise you. But only thing is that whatever the research which you have been carried out is useful to the society, you have to discuss with the experts and your guide how to reach to the society, what method, what means. That you have to find out the way out. Then only it has been reaching to the society.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
My guide also hearing this, means they are included in this same meeting.
They are also available. Who is your guide?
Okay. Taide, sir.
Dr. Kundan Taide.
Where is he now?
He is working under my guidance only, sir.
Where is he? You are there. Huh? You tell me. You tell him to that how to take up that. Application.
We will have a discussion on that, sir.
His concern is how applications to reach to that. Our application of research to the society.
Yeah, we are drafting. We are fabricating a solar cell.
Okay.
If we find the efficiency is up to the mark, definitely we will take it to society, sir.
Okay, then. Good thing.
Yes.
Good thing.
Okay, so should we stop here, sir?
Yes, somebody is questioning. Somebody is asking question. Yes.
Is there? Anybody is having any query? Anybody is having any query? Definitely, we in the afternoon session also we will discuss, sir. Okay.
Okay then.
Okay, so we will take a break and we will sharply meet at 1:40. Sorry, 2:40. At 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay, sir.
Okay then. No problem.
Yeah, no problem, sir.
No. I don't have sleep.
All participants are requested to join, please, to sharp 2 o'clock.
Okay.
Our
Yes,
next
sir.
session will be start 2 o'clock. Is now you enjoy lunch break.
Okay then.
Thank you, sir. Very nice and very informative, enlightening session is there, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, please.
Okay.
Please.
Sagar, thank you.
Thank you for the active participation. We will stop here. We will continue at 2 o'clock.
मिलेंगे
2 बजे
दो बजे के मिलेंगे
Yes, definitely, sir.